This is a rating video for Soul Eater, episode 22-24, a 3-episode reaction. Click in the link in the description below to go watch my reaction to it, and then come back here to see my full thoughts, ideas, and theories about these episodes and what I might consider, or, theorize what might happen next, or so on and so forth. So yeah, click away now or be spoiled as to what happened in these episodes. Okay, so, joining me, I said not joining me. Tri will not be joining me today. He is recovering from a doctor visit, so all good wishes and all that stuff to him. Hope he recovers well and everything. He's just very tired after the whole thing, so he won't be joining us this time. So yeah, it was a cool group of episodes. I really did enjoy it. We finally got to see Death fight, and he was in his scary mode. Because he was saying to the Kishin guy that he changed his face and his voice and everything so that way he won't scare kids, because he was trying to build up an academy of children and whatever to fight Kishin, just to fight him and to protect against Kishin and all this kind of stuff. So he had to change his whole outlook on life, his whole everything, his speech pattern, his voice, his mask, everything. He had to change everything. But when he was in combat, we got to see his true voice, and we got to see his true mask. Well, maybe not his true mask, but a mask. That was very, very, very cool looking. I got to see some cool combat with Death. He never had a scythe with him, sadly. All of the scythes that he had, death scythes, were all away, and the one closest to him, Spirit, was in the down below, fighting with Stein. So he didn't have a weapon with him, so he couldn't actually properly go all out, basically. Which I would love to see that too. Just not, we've got a taste of what Death can do without a scythe. I want to know what he can do with a scythe. It's yes, so badly want that. So apparently there's other ones too. That's not just Spirit. There's other ones out there that he is calling toward to come back, or that that have been spread out or something like that. Probably do special missions, or retiring, or whatever, something like that. I feel like all of them are just kind of spread out just in case for an event, something like this, and then they all kind of converge and then figure out what to do, and then they set out again, kind of thing. Maybe, I don't know. That's kind of what I'm thinking of. But yeah, we got to see the Kishin and what he's like, and the birth of the Kishin, and not the birth of Kishin. I guess the rebirth, because he was still alive. He was just got his body back and everything. That was kind of creepy looking too. He's it looked like being reborn, and then because it was a sack of skin, and he kind of pushed through it. So then it was all one shape of just that one solid his head going through whatever, and then he burst his arms out, and then slowly but surely the skin slowly started going in and grabbing hold of his body. Basically, it's still very loose. It's not like our skin. Our skin has the little yeah, it's basically it's on our muscles and stuff. It's wrapped around very tightly, and it's so that way there's nothing. You can't slide your arm up and down like he did. He was messing around with his arm and pulling it and all that stuff. That we can't do that as humans. But so he was doing that, and apparently he grabbed two parts of his body. I think he grabbed I don't know, this. I think he pulled this up, and then his left hand grabbed another thing down below, started whipping that around, whatever, made clothes out of it basically, and then went to the sky basically. So I think his skin is, I mean, we can see it when Kid was shooting it, and whatever, what else, his skin's very tough, so it's almost like armor, because he's a Kishin, so we're not sure exactly what his power level is, but we can kind of gesture above that, because he went versus Death, and Death had it was pretty 1-to-1. Death got some good hits on the Kishin. Kishin got a good hit on Death and everything, so on and so forth. And that was without Death's weapon. Like Death was just by himself fighting the Kishin. So, um, I feel like Death is genuinely stronger than the Kishin, but the thing about it is he can't move away from the city. He's still bound there, which is I'm still wondering because like, isn't the whole point of him being bound there the whole purpose of containing the Kishin? Now the Kishin's out, wouldn't that be like that like restriction lifted and he'd be able to like move freely like in the world again? Um, Not sure. Maybe it's like some kind of seal that he did for the actual city. Because like someone was saying, like one of the teachers was saying before. I think maybe it's Stein, maybe it was the zombie guy. One of them was talking about how in order to actually move Death, you'd have to move the city, like pick up the city and with legs and everything, and like move the city with him to be able to have Death move with him. Um, so he's got to be have some kind of seal or something binding him to the city itself. Um, and I don't know. I just feel like he did that to contain the Kishin or to protect the Kishin from being awakened again. But like I said, since the Kishin's awake, I would think that bind would go away or be lifted or he'll figure out a way to unlift it or whatever. Um, but I don't know. It might be like a permanent thing. Like he permanently sealed himself there, regardless of what happened, whatever. So I don't know. It's gonna be really interesting to see what happens next because right now the Kishin jetted off into space, or to us he went to space or to the sky, whatever. So we don't know where he went after that. Um, but probably gonna go cause chaos and madness and all that kind of stuff. Just the sheer presence of him makes people kill themselves, um, or attempt to, anyways, until you figure out it's illusion and then you kind of get out of it. But for the general public going in there and feeling that presence, there's gonna be mass murders, like just like people killing themselves left and right, and no one knows why, kind of thing. And it's occasion, it's he's doing it, because like the meisters and weapons and everything, they kind of know by now that in order to get past that, all you gotta do is just like it's an illusion, it's an illusion, it's an illusion, and then all of a sudden it goes away. But the general public doesn't know that, so like if something happened like that, they see a guy like in clothing, with three eyes, whatever, like coming at them, and they're like freaking out. But in reality, they're picking up a knife and just like slicing their throat, kind of thing. Like they don't know it's an illusion. So there's probably gonna be a lot of death. So that sucks. Most of the death, I would say, probably won't be in Death City or whatever. I think it might be in other parts of the world because Death is in Death City. Still protecting it, and everything like that. And I'm sure at this point now, Spirit is not going to leave the side anymore. Um, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what the Kishin does to the world and everything. And I'm wondering too is if he's going to try to make more Kishin, like him, basically like not like reproduce, but like trying to recreate what he did to himself, so that way he's got allies, or see, I would say like build an army, right? Like build an army to fight Death, but at the same time, like wasn't his ideal something like the exact opposite of what Death sought after? Um, to like eat humans, like farm. I would think the Kishin would be greedy and want all the power for himself, or all the souls or whatever for himself. So I wouldn't think he'd want to build an army because then there'll be less for him. Um, that's kind of like what I was kind of thinking, but like I can see both happening: him building an army to fight Death, or him um, keeping it onto himself with only one person. We just have to find that one guy to defeat him, kind of thing. I don't know. But it's kind of interesting to find out for sure. Stein right now just got struck by Medusa's, I'm assuming Venom Strike. Hardcore 100%, considering that Medusa bit him to apply some kind of venomous strike or whatever, poison into his system. Um, and the only cure basically is to find Medusa, which right now is she's a snake, that we know of anyways. I'm not sure if that's like her full mentality or is this just one snake of her body or whatever. But regardless, the only way to I would think like in our world, the only way to do that is to find the snake that bit you and then extract the venom from the snake, and then you can advise like a cure to the person who got bit. So if seeing how Medusa was the one who bit him, he needs to find Medusa, and then extract the venom or whatever for her, and then get a cure for Stein, kind of thing. But that's only if that's true. That's what happened. That's because like they never confirmed anything in the show if he was like, I mean we saw him get bit, 100% got bit, and seeing how Medusa's all about snakes, that's exactly what I'm thinking. Like she applied venom, poison, venom strike, whatever to Stein. So I guess we'll have to wait and see if that is like legit or not. But in my mind it is. So we'll have to wait and see for sure. Oh gosh, what else? Had some cool bits with or some funny bits with Kid and Liz and Patty with the hallway that they were in, like Kid just flipping out because like he was trying to focus on the battle, but then he kind of started glancing over at his sides and like looking like the pillars and stuff. Like that one goes over there and that one goes over there. That was the middle section of that one. And it's like he started freaking out, like trying to put the pieces back together. I loved how Free when he was like sitting listening to him, he's like, oh, you want to build, you want to rebuild it. Like I like games. Like I genuinely feel that he was genuine about that. Like I feel like he would like to do that, but like at the same time I could definitely see him doing that just because he was trying to buy more time, right? Because he wasn't literally there. He was, as we know later, he was way up ahead with Frog Girl. So he wasn't actually there, so I'm assuming I can go either way, right? Either he really does like games and he would have liked to do that, like help build, like rebuild, like the hallway or whatever, because he seemed genuine when he said it. But I can also see him doing that just because he knew it might stall him some more. But then that's when Blackstar came in and just like smacked him on the back, basically, or like yeah, bumped into him, smacked him, whatever, one of those, to knock him out of it. So that way they actually go battle. It was a cool fight with him and them and Free and everything, and then realizing that he's just an illusion or a projection or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I think that's it. If there's anything I missed in these episodes that you guys want me to talk about, feel free to comment down below in the comments below, and I'll talk to you guys down there. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week for 3 more episodes of Soul Eater plus the ending on 27 and such like that. Take care, buddy.